Hi everybody, this is Michelle with Creative Operation and Country Craft Creations, and today I wanted to share with you another project that I made with Winter Magic. This is an exclusive paper collection with Country Craft Creations, and I did a big project with it and I published that just a couple days ago. I'll link it below. But I came back because I had some scraps of the 8x8 papers and I wanted to try to use them up, and I had an idea. I wanted to revisit a folio that I had done back in 2021. So the tutorial is available and I will have that linked below, but I wanted to show you what I made with it. And then when you go check out the tutorial, which is super fast, super easy, you'll see what a difference different paper can make. It can just transform the project. So I did a tutorial on a folio, and it's called the America Folio, and I did it back in 2021 for a design team project, again for Country Craft Creations, and thought that it would be a fun revisit because not only is it quick and easy, but it uses up a lot of scraps, and I thought that was a really fun thing to do. So again, I tried to use up as much of the 8x8 pad that I had left over. I did use a little bit of the 12x12 because, as you know, I did use that for the previous project. But this folio is really nice. It's 5.5 by 8 and has a 1-inch spine. It looks beautiful. I love this paper collection. I just think it's gorgeous. And then I used some fig seam binding from my Country Craft Creations stash to tie it closed. On the cover, I used one of the little cut-aparts that come in the collection, one little ephemera pieces, and then I backed it. I did add a piece of navy blue Artisan cardstock. The base of it is made with the baby blue, and the navy blue is the one I use there, and then a little bit of scrap of the gold Tonic honey gold paper that I had. Gosh, I'm tongue-tied, to make this. So I did pop that up with some foam dots, so it just gave it a little pop. And I just left it simple because I really wanted to show off the animals on the front of the cover. I just think they're gorgeous. So it opens up, and there's a pocket on the front here. And in that pocket, I took some of the papers and some of the scraps of the baby blue cardstock that I had, and I just made some inserts. So this is 4 1/8 by 6 1/8, and then I used a 4 by 6 piece of the pattern paper. Now this is from the 12 by 12 because I was running out. And then I did use this piece here, and I created a ticket with it. And let me give you the measurements because the inserts are just what you have left over. The base of the folio is done exactly as the tutorial is in the tutorial that I'm going to link down below for you. This is 2 7/8 by 6, so I had to cut it to fit the scraps that I had, but I just did a ticket shape, left it blank on the back. And then this one here is a tag that I made, and let me double check the measurements on this because again it was with scraps. So the actual cardstock is 3 by 6. So I cut the pattern paper an 1/8 inch smaller, so it's 2 7/8 by 5 7/8. And then what I did was I punched 2 holes with my crocodile with the 1/8 inch hole punch, and then I just thread some of the fig seam binding through and tied a bow. So that's just real simple, but lots of room for pictures. I used one of the ephemera pieces, Winter Kisses and Snowflake Wishes, on there. Then on this page here, there's a photo mat, and then I had a larger snowflake punch that I punched out, and then from the cover page I used my 5/8 inch circle punch, and I punched out the snowman from the ephemera that was on the bottom of the cover page, and so I used that as the center of that snowflake. And just did a simple photo mat, again trying to use up what I had. On this piece of paper here, when I did it, I cut it a little bit wider and then I scored it to fit the page. And then it's hard to see, but I did use my edge punch on that, the same edge punch that I used in the bigger album that I made. Then this opens up and you have the inside with the diagonal pockets, and then in each pocket we have some cut aparts. So these are from the 12 by 12 pack, and I just did their 3 by 4, so I did 3 1/8 by 4 1/8 to do that. And then these were scraps that were left over, so I cut the cardstock at 3 7/8 by 5, so the pattern paper is 3 3/4 by 4 7/8. So I just did them to fit, so that, you know, that's why it's kind of an odd size. So then the other feature of this folio that is in the tutorial for the America folio is that it has a up and down waterfall, but they're varied. So we have a different size here. This is 4.5 by 4 1/4, and I did use the larger 12 by 12 paper to cover these, and again, they were scraps that I had left over from making the bigger project. And then it opens up like this, and then you have a smaller waterfall piece. This one is, let me double check my measurements, 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then it opens up like that. So you have photo opportunities, okay? And then you have another flip here, and then another flip here, and then you can put another photo here. And then it just kind of goes on to itself. Oh, hang on a second. My TV's going crazy. There we go. And then these just go in the little diagonal pockets that are made. This is like a configuration page. Both of these pages are, to keep everything nice and close. So then the other side, again, has the same kind of thing. Another of the cut aparts from the 12 by 12. The little deer and the fox. And I did, this is a 12 by 12 as well. And I wanted to cut the house out. This one was the 12 by 12 paper too. And then this here. So what do you think? I think it's cool. I like it. I like it in the different papers. It just is funny how you can take one design and the papers just totally change the look of it. On this side, I've mirrored everything. So there's another photo mat. I just put the snowflake down here. And again, I used my circle punch to punch one of the little ephemera pieces on the cover page of the 8x8 pack, just to put the snowman in the snowflake. And then back here, another pocket, and another ticket piece, another photo mat, and then another tag. So those all fit in the pocket. So it's really easy. It uses scraps. It only takes about, let's see, the Arctic blue, I think, I used a lot of scraps, but to make the actual base of it, you only need like 2 pieces of 12 by 12 and then a few little scraps to put this together, and then whatever else you want to put in there. Actually 3 pieces, because I didn't include the waterfall. So about 3 to 4 pieces of cardstock to make this folio, and then whatever else you want to add to it and however you want to mat it. I did add, like I said, 1 piece of 12 by 12 navy cardstock, and then I went to town with the scraps that I had. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. And again, this is a redo of my America folio that I did back in 2021. I just wanted to revisit it and kind of remind everybody that it was there, because it's a really fun, quick, easy project to make. And I thought it would look beautiful in this paper, and I think I'm right. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Stay crafty, and I will see you again soon. All right, bye-bye.